All right, so Edwin, we've changed parts of the lake because
Right.
we're doing what we really want to do now. So we've had this, you've played with this for about an hour now.
Right.
So as we get out here on the water, what's your mindset? What are you thinking? How would you use this in your toolbox of fishing tools?
I think, you know, for me, you know, when I pull up to a spot and I want to orientate myself with, say, that stump's right over here at 10 o'clock, and then maybe I have a brush pile over here at 7 o'clock, you know, or 2 o'clock. I can just use that to orientate myself, then make that cast, you know, maybe switch back over to active target, something like that. I'll let you throw first. All right.
So if we were going for the longest cast, we know who won that one.
Oh, I got to get it out there so I can get the bait down. You've got a pretty heavy swim bait on there.
Exactly.
It'll get down there pretty good.
So basically orientating to the structure and the rock piles and stuff like that.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, and it's brand new to me. I'm sure we'll all discover different ways to use it. But, you know, just right now, my first impression is, you know, I'm just going to use it to orientate myself to know exactly where everything sits. You know, when I pull up to a spot, or maybe I catch a fish, get it weighed on score tracker, drift off, get back up there to be able to make that same exact cast, you know, or even to learn the angles of like of a log. You know, I see that as being a really key component of this, you know, because, you know, on active target, you're not always going to be able to tell how that log sits or how the branches come off of it. Now, with that right there, with the 360, I'll know exactly, you know, I can orientate myself, come right down a log or something out there offshore.
And I was going to say, because a lot of times those fish, they like to get up in against that structure, those logs, and lay along the side of those logs for anything that's going to kind of bump by them.
But casting angle is key.
Exactly.
That's
let you line
the key
up
on
and get
that
that
stuff.
angle.
Right.
Right. So. All right, Edwin, so let's talk a little bit how this fits into the system. What typical day of fishing, getting out on the water, what are you using, and how do you think you'll put this into the rotation?
I see what you're saying. You know, like when you're out on any body of water, you know, it starts like, you know, using your C map and, you know, idling across here, you know, figuring out that this point lays, you know, maybe to the northwest, and, you know, then using this side scan to say, oh, I got a brush pile over here on the left corner, the back side of that. You know, and then you drop the trolling motor down and you orient myself now with the new 360, and then you take it one step further and use that active target maybe to very, very much pinpoint it, or to pinpoint maybe where the fish are relating to that brush pile. But, you know, now we've got it all right there at my fingertips through the system that you guys have built.
You know, and what's really great about it, we've touched on it a little bit, but with the new Ghost 360 system, if you've got a Ghost, a 3-in-1 nose cone, an HDS Live, Carbon, Elite FS, any one of those units, all you have to do is add the software, update the software on your unit, update the software on the trolling motor, and you're ready to take this technology out on the water and use it immediately.
Just one more tool that's very, very easy to do, very, very easy to upgrade your units, you know, like you said, when you have those, and it's just a, you know, one more tool in my belt that I can use to go compete every day.
I mean, what did we spend, maybe 5 or 10 minutes this morning at the dock, getting you updated and ready to go out here?
It was simple.
So,
if I can do it, anybody can do it.
So, what do you say we go find some docks to play around, see how we might use it around the docks?
That'd be cool. See what it does on the dock. Absolutely.
All right, Edwin, as we look at this, does that line across the top there, does that look more like a tree that's in here, or does that look like it might be some of these rails from these?
Looks to me like a rock wall of some sort, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering. It looked a little odd.
Yeah.
So, and I know back in here on some of these boat ramps, or not ramps, but docks in here, some of these houses have the rail systems where they can run their boats up and down from the water line, so.
Oh, that's the rail. That's what that is the rail. This is the rail underneath this dock.
Okay.
See a lot of fish sitting out there.
You know, Edwin, we've been out here. We've looked at some structures and foundations. We've looked at some docks and just some other good fishing areas. And you know, you kind of get a good idea of, I can see the wheels turning of what you're going to do with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Like pulling up on this dock, it's just cool to see the different way the cables come off. You know, like a lot of times I might want to make a cast, but now I can see exactly, you know, about midway down that dock, there's a cable coming out, you know, to where maybe I'll, like if they get suspended on the cables, I can get out here off that cable. It just really orientates me really well to where everything lays out. It's just...
Well, and speaking of those dock cables, you know, that's something kind of important to know, because if you were trying to, say, pitch to these corners and drag it along these docks, but you've got a cable that comes out this way, and you get hung up on that cable, and then you have to go in there and get it unhung, you're going to blow that out a little bit.
Yep.
So, you know, just being able to use it for things like that, it's kind of...
And it's super cool. It's a free update. Just go to the website, you know, update the, you know, get a card, update it. You know, you can do it over Wi-Fi. It's just a really neat aspect for all the Ghost owners out there. The Ghost 360, be able to update your unit. You can put this on your boat instantly, just like I did this morning, which is really, really neat.
Exactly. So, no cost. If you got a Ghost and a 3-in-1 nose cone,
you're good to go.
And a Live, a Carbon, and a Lead FS, all you do is update that software, update the software on the trolling motor, and you're on the water and ready to fish.
Papa's got a new toy.